He doesn't like to talk, but his dominance in the game is unmatched. With a blank expression, he destroys all his enemies without leaving a trace. Fans say he's clutch, opponents say he's relentless. He is the silent king, Kawhi Leonard.
Suspended in air!
Fans in Toronto.
Toronto is won!
Why you emotional? Why you emotional? Bitch, you emotional. Yeah,
With Lopez there, step back to Gray.
Comes the big stage. And he's been a...
Why you emotional? Why you emotional? Bitch, you emotional.
Despite being called cute, Leonard commands the court with an intimidating presence. With oversized hands that enforce unyielding defense, his ability to finish on the offensive end is exceptionally lethal. Leonard's playing style is just like his personality. Never flashy, steady to the extreme. In clutch moments, he is ruthless, capable not only of hitting buzzer beaters, but also of ending his opponent's hopes once and for all. In 2019, during the NBA playoffs, Leonard was like a four-sided war machine. In 24 games played, he averaged 30.5 points, 9.1 rebounds, 3.9 assists, and 1.7 steals. In Game 7 of the second round against the 76ers, he hit a historic game-winning shot. In the Eastern Conference Finals against the Bucks, he took over the series, leading the Raptors to their first finals appearance in the franchise's 24-year history. What Leonard is most known for, besides his basketball skills, is his personality. Silent, introverted, and humble. He has no Instagram account, and even his laughter is extremely rare. What story lies behind cute Leonard's silence? Today, we'll explore it. Leonard was born in 1991 in Los Angeles, California. Although his parents divorced when he was young, both took great care of him. Leonard usually lived with his mother, but called his father, Mark Leonard, every day. His father was not only his role model and fan, but also his best friend. The father and son's biggest shared hobby was sports. His dad was a huge American football fan, so Leonard first started out in American football. His dad would practice with him and give him lots of advice. Leonard's father ran a hand car wash in Compton, and Leonard often helped out there, usually working from morning until night. Though it was tiring, Leonard enjoyed it, and the two spent many precious, happy times there together. A documentary that deeply influenced Leonard as a child was Michael Jordan's Come Fly With Me. What attracted Leonard wasn't Jordan's skills, but the success he had achieved. In later interviews, Leonard said, "I don't like drawing attention to myself." He realized basketball could be an outlet, a way to set goals and gain glory, more like a safe harbor for him. Leonard eventually chose basketball over football. Although his football fan father was somewhat disappointed, he still fully supported him. Leonard repaid that support with hard work. But at age 16, a tragedy happened that would change Leonard's life forever. His father was shot dead at the car wash, hit by more than 10 bullets and killed instantly. No one knew why. There were no witnesses, and the killer remains unidentified to this day. For Leonard, who was extremely close to his father, this was a huge blow. Yet the next day, he still played in his scheduled high school game as usual. After losing that game, Leonard finally couldn't hold it in and cried in his mother's arms. Leonard couldn't believe his best friend, his role model, his father, was gone. Just a few hours before the shooting, he had talked to his father on the phone. He hadn't gone to help at the car wash that day because he was preparing for the game. Is he really gone? Can he still be saved? Was there only one shooter? Leonard asked himself these questions over and over every day. It was torture. In later interviews, his mother said, "You really couldn't tell from the outside, but I could feel Leonard's deep sadness because he truly, truly loved his father." Already an introvert, Leonard became even quieter. His mother cared deeply, but Leonard always hid his emotions well. It was at this time that Leonard devoted himself even more to basketball. He knew basketball was an outlet. He spent more time practicing, determined to become a better player, to make it to the NBA so his father could be proud. "Basketball is my life. I want basketball to take my mind off things. My dad should have been there courtside watching me," Leonard said. His outstanding high school performance earned him the title of California Mr. Basketball and offers from several universities. He chose to attend San Diego State University. Every morning at 5 a.m., Leonard began his training. Sometimes the school gym wasn't open that early, so he brought 2 lamps from home to practice his jump shot in the dim light. After class, he would go to 3 different gyms for workouts. This became routine. His consistent effort gradually made him a stronger player. In his sophomore year, Leonard averaged 15.7 points and 10.4 rebounds, leading his team to the NCAA Sweet 16. Leonard then declared for the NBA draft and was selected 15th overall in 2011 by the Indiana Pacers. He was immediately traded to the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs, although losing a beloved star in George Hill, paid a high price because they believed in the move. Many people at the time didn't understand why they would give up the popular Hill for the 15th pick. Mike Budenholzer, then an assistant coach for the Spurs, strongly urged the team to make the trade, to add a tall wing to strengthen the roster. History proved the Spurs' scouting was outstanding, but even Budenholzer, Leonard's discoverer, didn't expect that years later Leonard would lead the Raptors to block his own Bucks from the finals. Humble, steady, and low profile, these traits matched the Spurs' culture perfectly. Leonard seemed destined to be a Spur, and the environment was ideal for him.
Not only could he grow under Greg Popovich's coaching, but he could also learn from legendary veterans like the Spurs' Big Three. Tim Duncan, one of the greatest forwards in NBA history, became Leonard's best role model. In his rookie season, Leonard averaged 7.9 points and 5.1 rebounds in 24 minutes per game, shooting an efficient 49.3%, earning him a spot on the NBA All-Rookie First Team. The Spurs expected Leonard to become an elite defender, and he faithfully played that role on the court. A 2.20-meter wingspan, 24.8 centimeters wide hands, excellent vision, and high focus. These were lethal weapons for a defensive ace. 2 years later, Leonard's stats steadily improved, and he followed the Spurs to the finals. Facing the Miami Heat's Big Three, the Spurs led the series 3-2 and were ahead by 2 points with just seconds left in Game 6. The Heat fouled Leonard after the inbound, sending him to the line for 2 crucial free throws. Leonard made only one, giving the Heat a sliver of hope, which Ray Allen turned into an iconic game-tying three-pointer. The Heat won in overtime and eventually took the championship in Game 7. For second-year Leonard, failing on the biggest stage under immense pressure was a huge setback. But of course, the only thing Leonard could do was to become stronger and more well-rounded. He trained his offensive skills, studying Kobe's shooting, and with the help of the Spurs, made extremely significant improvements. In the 2013-14 season, the Spurs once again reached the finals, facing the Heat for the second time, determined to avenge last year's bitter loss. To everyone's surprise, the most eye-catching performance did not come from the Spurs' Big Three, but from Kawhi Leonard. On the defensive end, he strongly locked down LeBron James, giving him tremendous trouble, and from Game 3 to Game 5, he scored the most points on the team. One play that left a deep impression on me was in Game 5. Leonard pulled up on a fast break and directly hit a three-pointer. I really couldn't help but exclaim, "He's gotten way too fierce." Leonard's finals averages were 17.8 points and 6.4 rebounds. On paper, it looked ordinary, but the Spurs at that time were known as the beautiful game. Their basketball was so beautiful, with perfect coordination, smooth ball movement, and evenly distributed scoring, fully unleashing the power of team basketball. In the end, the Spurs won the championship 4-1, and the 22-year-old Leonard won Finals MVP, becoming the youngest Finals MVP since Magic Johnson. In his post-game interview, Leonard first thanked his teammates. "The Big Three always encouraged me to bring my best effort every night." The usually cool Leonard even showed a rare smile. This day was especially meaningful to Leonard because June 16th happened to be Father's Day in the U.S. Leonard dedicated this victory to his father in heaven, who surely would have been very proud of his son. In the 2014-15 season, after the finals, no one dared to underestimate Leonard. In addition to continuing to improve his scoring, Leonard also kept increasing his defensive impact. Averaging 2.3 steals, he won the Defensive Player of the Year award, becoming the first player since Jordan and Olajuwon to win both Finals MVP and DPOY. Unfortunately, that year the Spurs were eliminated early in the playoffs. Leonard was selected to his first All-Star game the following season, and his average points per game broke the 20-point mark, officially taking over the torch from the Spurs' Big Three to become the team's ace. Leonard developed a variety of offensive weapons: low post moves, drives, pull-up jumpers, three-pointers, dunks, all with excellent mastery. He was already an elite two-way player. Although the Spurs lost to the Thunder in the playoffs that year, Leonard finished second in MVP voting behind Curry. I think when the Spurs first expected Leonard to be a defensive specialist, they never imagined he would one day grow into an MVP-caliber player. In 2016-17, Leonard was still a beast, usually delivering top-tier performances. His scoring average jumped to 25.5 points, and he was named to the All-NBA First Team for the second time. If I had to summarize Leonard's season in just a few seconds, I'd pick this sequence. 1 second hitting a go-ahead three-pointer in the clutch. The next second chasing down Harden for a game-winning block, showing the very peak of dominance on both ends of the floor. That year, Cute was truly terrifying. The Spurs reached the Western Conference Finals, facing the mighty Golden State Warriors. The Warriors were so strong, but as long as Leonard was on the other side,
They didn't dare to take them lightly. The Spurs once led by as many as 25 points, but under the controversial play of Warriors center Zaza Pachulia, Leonard injured his ankle and was ruled out for the rest of the playoffs. Without their ace, the Spurs had little fight left, and this injury not only hurt Leonard's ankle, it also led to a string of injuries in the following seasons and created an irreparable rift between him and the Spurs. In the 2017-18 season, Leonard successfully returned, but after a few games, he injured his shoulder. His original quadriceps injury also did not heal as expected, and he was forced to announce an early end to his season. At this point, a huge disagreement arose between the Spurs and Leonard's camp. The two sides had different views on his injury. The Spurs believed he should be able to play, while Leonard's camp said he could not. Leonard's camp was actually led by his uncle Dennis Robertson, who had taken great care of Leonard ever since his father's passing, making many major off-court decisions so Leonard could focus solely on basketball. The Kawhi drama officially began. Various rumors and reports stirred up heated discussion, while Leonard himself never clearly stated his position, leaving fans and the team confused. Leonard's silence had once been celebrated, a sign that he was a player who let his game do the talking. Perhaps he really just wanted to focus on basketball, but now his silence deeply hurt the hearts of fans and the team. In the end, the Spurs traded Leonard to the Toronto Raptors. The player once seen as the Spurs' next-generation ace went to a new country to start a new chapter. After all the off-court storms, Leonard made a strong comeback this season, seemingly fully recovered from injury. His averages of 26.6 points and 7.3 rebounds were both career highs, leading the Raptors to a 58-win season and the number 2 seed in the East. In the playoffs, Leonard seemed like a robot switched into God mode, coldly destroying opponents. In the first round, they easily beat the Magic. In the second round, against the strong 76ers, he dropped a playoff career-high 45 points in Game 1 to win. In Game 4, he had 39 points and 14 rebounds to tie the series. When everyone thought he would be exhausted, Leonard only grew stronger, pushing the series to a decisive Game 7. With 4.2 seconds left and the game tied, Leonard received the ball in isolation, dribbled to the baseline, and hit a high-difficulty fadeaway jumper. The ball bounced once, twice, 3 times, 4 times on the rim before falling in, a true 0-second buzzer beater to eliminate the 76ers. This was the first Game 7 buzzer beater in NBA history. The image of Leonard squatting on the sideline watching the ball drop will forever be a classic. In the Eastern Conference Finals facing Giannis Antetokounmpo's league-leading Bucks, many thought Leonard had burned himself out. The Raptors fell behind 0-2, and barely won Game 3 after double overtime. After that, with his touch returning, the Raptors successfully limited Giannis. Leonard took over Game 5, scoring 27 points and grabbing a playoff career-high 17 rebounds. The Raptors won the series 4-2, and Leonard, with his massive hands, led Toronto to its first-ever NBA Finals in the franchise's 24-year history. All of Canada went crazy. Teammate Kyle Lowry, who had battled for years with the Raptors, couldn't hide his genuine smile. It was pure joy. In the finals, the Raptors had home court advantage. In Game 1, they struck first against the Warriors. With KD still out and his return uncertain, the Raptors had to make the most of the early games. Years ago, Leonard had been injured by the Warriors in the Spurs series. This year, he had a chance to take revenge and lead Toronto to its first championship. Maybe everyone favored the Warriors, but I think never underestimate a man who has already won a championship. Leonard's huge hands were once his father's right-hand help at the car wash. He wasn't just washing a car, it was the pure, simple joy of father-son time. Leonard's relentless defense remains a cornerstone for the Clippers, still stifling opponents with precision. Though not at his peak, his clutch scoring continues to spark his team, cementing his legacy as the quiet assassin fans will always remember. That's about it for today's video. Thank you for watching.